What's up, everybody? Today's video, another one about narcissism and pets. So, I've made a video about this before, how to treat pets just like shit and disrespectfully and mean. But I was thinking more along with it today. So, way back when, I don't know why, but for my birthday, the narcissist had got me a scorpion. I guess she couldn't think of anything else to get me. I mean, I had mentioned at one point, I was like, oh, they're cool. I don't know. It was a weird fucking gift, right? But nonetheless, being, an empathetic, normal person, I take care of it. And I have been for years now. And I'm like, well, there's several things. I think for some reason it's giving me allergies. Two, I don't really, or never really did want it. I don't get any enjoyment out of it. I don't, anything like that. Um, and then another more selfish reason is, let's be honest, if you have a female over and you have a scorpion, they look at you kind of like you're a fucking weirdo, which is a little bit inconvenient sometimes. Um, so I'm thinking of letting it go. Not like into the wild, it will die. It's a tropical one, but giving it to somebody that actually wants it, a kid or maybe a museum or something along those lines, somewhere that will actually be really um, appreciated. Um, but even with all that, I still have this just feeling of like, I guess it's like a moral feeling, like, I shouldn't do that because it's not going to be as well taken care of as it would be anywhere else as it would be here. But anyway, it was just a fair bit of moral questioning that came along just with making that decision of whether I'm going to get rid of it or not. Um, and then that really showed me how different uh, narcissistic people will treat animals. I don't think they ever have that moral questioning of like, is it right or is it wrong? When I first started to date that individual, they had a rabbit, and they talked about how much they loved it and this, that, and the other. And within a few months, it was just gone. And I was like, "Well, what the hell happened to the rabbit?" "Oh, well, I didn't want it anymore, so I got rid of it." Don't know to who or what the hell happened to it. Just boom, just got rid of it. And then, when everything finally dissolved and she moved away, thank Jesus, she had a cat, a pet cat that she talked about how much she loved and always took pictures of, and this, that, and the other, and didn't even bring the cat with her. And I'm kind of like thinking, how do you just abandon a pet like that? I mean, should think she left it with her family and stuff, but if I was moving across the country or even across the state or anywhere, I'd be like, yeah, of course, Boo's fucking coming with me. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I mean? Um, you kind of just see that if a pet becomes an inconvenience to them, they just, with no questions, no qualms, just drop it, just like they drop people. I've seen this with a narcissistic parent as well. Um, any animals that maybe just got a little bit sick or old, um, they would, I guess, put them down or dispose of them well before, I would say that it was an acceptable range. At some point, putting an animal down is empathetic because you don't want it to suffer anymore. But if you're doing it like well within range, or oh, that dog barks too much, put it down. I don't feel like dealing with it, put it down, or whatever. That's the type of shit that you see. It's not. They don't care about their animals as much as they make you believe that they care about their animals. They're trying to put on this front that they're animal loving people. They're not. Another example with this narcissist individual is they got a pet bird that they used to talk about how much they loved, yada yada yada, and how cool it was. And then at some point they needed money, so they're like, "Oh, I guess I'm just selling the bird," because it apparently was an expensive bird. And sure as shit, they did it. Just your pet. It's something that you love. You're just like, not useful to me anymore. Not need money. Get rid of it. And I guess what really is making me talk about this is because it's just a very stark contrast um, in the two things. Because with her, we were talking about a rabbit, a bird, a cat, stuff like that. And with the narcissistic parent, dogs and cats and stuff that you would really, really gain attachment to. And they had no qualms with just immediately dismissing it. Whereas with me, I'm sitting here with moral ambiguity over an arachnid that honestly you can't have any attachment to whatsoever. It's not like you fall in love with an arachnid, you pet it and, and stuff like that. I mean, it's no offense to it, but bottom rung stuff. You know what I mean? And it was just this very stark contrast when I started to have like a moral problem with it. And then thinking back on their lack of morality at all with pets, I had more, I care more about an arachnid that could sting, maybe even kill me, that's more or less useless. I care more about that than they did of their cats and dogs. And it just said so much. It said so much about how fucking heartless they are. So, yeah, just a random thought. But tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you later.